Hey gamers, Coach Twig here. Today we have some diamond gameplay. This player says that they are hard stuck and they're looking for any way to improve. So let's see if we can help them out a little bit here. So first thing I'd say right off the bat here is we're a second late to starting the game, right? And that kind of isn't great, but happens sometimes. You half flip towards the corner boost here, and during this half flip, you see that your teammate here knocked down the ball way past here, and this opponent is going to get it, right? So we need to be ready for that, and with that, you don't get the boost, so you're sitting here at 33 boost, and he pops it high, right? And this is where, being at 33 boost, you could probably get to this ball just barely, but definitely want to sit back and wait for him. In this situation, instead of having turned around on the side there, I would have just continued towards that corner boost, gotten the corner boost, and then come back around near the backboard to be ready to come in and save this. But it's fine. You come in here, get a nice little deflection. You very smartly wait for your teammate, get a nice tap away, and allow your teammate to grab it. So very smart. In this game, I really do like a lot of your kind of decision making with attacking the ball, trying to get passes. You know, great pass there. Your teammate's not anywhere to be seen. But one important thing is recovery. So we go up, hit the ball. We're up on the backboard. At this point, you want to go down and get to the ground and be heading back as quickly as possible, right? So you take the long way and you go all the way up here and then down and around, which is just so much time. Even if you wanted to get the corner boost that's in this corner, that's still the long way. If you turn down and go this way, you'd be able to get to that corner boost quickly and then be out and moving. So very rarely do you want to actually turn up on the backboard here. It slows down your recovery quite a bit. But I do appreciate, you missed the side boost there twice. You're going along. Could have gotten the side boost behind you. Should probably be trying to get these pennies that are right here. There's a small boost pad. I like to call them pennies. Here, here, and then here. I like to grab those three in a line as I'm coming back. And then at that point, I'll be in goal with 36. And being in goal with 36 boost is great because you can save pretty much anything. But you miss all those pads. You get at least one penny at the end there. And you're smart for not greeting for those boosts. So I like where your head's at, where you're valuing the ball and being in the play over boost, which I've had some previous coaching sessions where that is certainly not the case. So it's good to see. I like the idea there of turning around, but the kind of thing that's unfortunate is you're sitting here at 14 boost, right? Okay, you go and grab this penny, right? You have a penny here, here, here. There was one that you could have grabbed a little bit behind you, right? You need to be trying to get these pennies as this play up here is developing. This one isn't too terrible, but there's one later on in the game here where it's pretty bad. You got to make sure. See, it's penny just out of reach. This penny would just be out of reach. You got to be trying to go for those, right? Smart idea here to actually turn around as this opponent was much closer to the ball, but now they have missed, and your teammate's heading back pretty well, so you can actually kind of go for that. So that's smart. Grab the side boost. Very good. All right, and this is now we have the other side of boost management, right? And that is not wasting boost for no reason, right? So we have here, you're at the start. Let me grab the start of it, right? All right, you do that tap, and then at the beginning of that tap, you had 30 like something boost, right? And then you're here, you burn it down to 14 for this ball that you're not even gonna be touching right now, right? And you have this opponent, so it's pretty shaky and up in the air. Don't be burning that boost, because now you're in this situation here with only 14, where being slightly back, just being a little bit further back and actually waiting for this ball to bounce in so then you can do something with your more boost is much better than being in here and close. So I think it might be you're getting excited on some of these breakaways and you want to go to the ball, but some of your best attempts and best plays are very like calm. So I want you to try to have a bit more of that calmness throughout the entire field when the offensive play is starting, right? During this little bit here, right, you're going penny, 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 right? Could have maybe nabbed that penny in front of you there, but that's fine. Penny, right? That so now you see you're at 60 boost, which is great, right? I like being, if I'm at anything above 60 boost, I'm pretty confident with whatever I'm going to go for, right? So that's good. This is kind of the start of the saga of not trusting your teammate, which is kind of the other thing in this replay that was very unfortunate, is your teammate here is not very good. And you're gonna have games where you have your teammate is off. Even the people that I play with, they have on days, they have off days, they'll have on games, they'll have off games, right? So recognizing that maybe your teammate is not having the best game is very important, right? I think this again here is, right, we see the opponent, they just very subtly here, they start going up this wall here. And this ball that's sitting here, they're not going to get to. So that means we can very clearly get this ball. So you don't need to burn all of your boosts to get it here. But for the sake of a defensive play, not always, you know, I'm not going to come down too hard on you for that sake. But once you do realize that you're going to be clearing it, you know, smacking it high, up and high on this wall, probably not the best idea, since you went up the wall here with 10 boost, right? There's nothing you're really going to be doing unless you're going to come up here and hit like a perfect flip off of the wall. So just be careful of driving it up the wall where you definitely want boost when you have no boost. Did I just jump in the recording here? A little bit. Right. And then I do respect putting pressure on the ball here, you know, staying a bit forward, but you're smart in turning back around. Right. Getting that ball. Cool. Another penny, another penny, another penny. I'm glad that you know that kind of straight line path over there for pennies. Just look there's a lot more paths that you can take that are very similar to that. So try to expand those boost routes that in part of your repertoire, right? So this is kind of the first big kind of defensive issue that I have with your playing, and it crops up, I believe, once, maybe twice. You have your teammate up here, which is cool, and they're clearly doing, stuff on this side of the field, right? Great. We're coming back into goal here. We have 56 boost. Sure. Great. Perfect. What I don't like, though, is the way that you're facing. So your car orientation is very important when sitting in goal, right? With this orientation, your primary area that you can cover is here. And maybe it's a bit more like this, right? So in this area here, you're able to jump up and go for an aerial very quickly, right? Because there's not much turning left and right that you need to do. The issue is all of this area, right? Oh, excuse me. Oh. Oop, wrong button. Sorry. All of this area here, right? The ball is not going to ever be out. You're not going to ever have the ball cross this line, right? So when you have your area of influence here, or more so where you can jump up to, right? All of this is just null and void, right? This way that you're facing, you're not really putting your area of influence where you can pressure the ball, where you can pressure the opponent, is not faced towards the play, right? The play is all over here, right? This is where the play is going to be happening, right? So you need to be oriented. Sorry about the Windows noises. I'll try to fix that. But I would rather you be here, right? In goal. So then your direction and area of influence is mostly pointed towards the play here, right? Because this ball can only do a few things, right? It might bounce off the corner and roll in, right? At that point, you just do a little left turn, you got it, right? It might bounce off the wall here hard and go out, right? A little right turn, boom, you're good, right? It could, be dropped down to the opponent and he slaps it in here, right? A little right turn, good. The issue is with those types of shots, if it comes out wide here, right, you're going to need to do a big turn, slow turn, and then be slow getting up for the ball. And that's going to really hold you back defensively. The issue here is with what happens is your teammate goes for the ball, right? And you are now having a very difficult issue to deal with on defense where you're placing your car, the ball is being placed between you and the goal, right? So the ball's coming in here, right? And you're needing to attack it here, which has the major risk of it going into the goal, which it does. If you were set up here, you would be able to attack it in many different ways to make sure that it goes out from the goal, right? So the two things is you want to be trying to placing yourself on the inside of the goal, and you also want to be facing towards the play So then you're able to get up quickly to where the ball can possibly go. Right? So we go here. Teammate goes for it. Ball comes in, placed on the outside. Unfortunate. All right. Now we're going back to talking about boost management. So on this play, your teammate here gets the ball going along the side. So you come off from the side with 38 boost. Great. More than enough boost to deal with. Issue is passing a penny over here, right? This one is taken, but it could be respawning like right as you cross over it. So still good habit to be crossing over them, right? Yet another boost pad that was taken, but it could be respawning soon. There's another boost pad here. Boost pad right here. Right? And then we literally park here right in front of this boost pad. Just go and grab it real quick, you know? And if you took a different path to the left or the right to go over those boost pads, you'd then be sitting at around 70 or 80 boost, right? And being in this position with 80 boost compared to 70 boost 80 boost compared to nearly 40 boost is a big difference. Right, so he goes, right, you're still just kind of parked here. There's a bunch of pennies and stuff that we're missing, and play goes around us, which is unfortunate, but now we're caught out with 0 boost. We weren't able to catch him to the ball. If you had more boost, you would have been able to boost it and put it into your corner. Fortunately, he misses, and you get a nutty save, right? But we have a bit of an impatient teammate again, which I'd be, hesitant to work with. I'd be very hesitant of the plays that he's making. On offense, his stuff hasn't been too great. But we come to another interesting situation here, right? We saw that our teammate was back over left, right? We have this opponent here. This is a very awkward bounce that came up here, right? And we have our opponent that is sitting on the wall right here waiting for us. You were... I can't remember how much boost you were at, but you were at something like, 40 boost when you started this, right? So as you jump up for this, you're, since this is kind of floating a little bit, you're going to be using pretty much all of your boost, which is going to put you to 0, right? With that, now you're in the corner here with 0 boost, and that corner boost was taken, so you can't reliably grab it. This is kind of an issue, as our teammate has not been super great, but that's fine. You hit some crazy nutty stuff in the corner. The other opponent misses. The guy comes out from goal. He misses, and now it's just kind of rolling here. And that's kind of the point in which I would not be trusting my teammate really in any capacity for the rest of the game. He's whipped some open nets. He hasn't really gone for any of your passes. He doesn't consistently sit up. Now, there's 2 things that people will do in these situations. One, they'll go and complain online, complain to their friends, say that they're stuck in ELO hell, they always get shit teammates, blah, 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 right? Or what you can do is you can recognize this and you need to shift your playstyle a bit, right? Shifting your playstyle can be very difficult, and there's times where it just can't be done and you just take an L. That's fine. But you've been trying to set up passes and set up plays on offense, right? And that's where you kind of need to stop doing that and just try to go for solo plays. I know not a whole lot of players are solo play focused. I'm not really myself either. But that's where practicing some nice, simple little flicks, shots you can do is great. Excuse me. You have a really good sense of possession and not just throwing away the ball. So I'm sure you can go do some training packs, go into some free play, learn some mechanics, so then you're able to then shift when you run into a teammate like this in a game. And you'll win a lot more games and actually be able to carry a 2v2 game, right? Add that with some boost conservation, because we see here later in this game, there's some moments where you could have had something going, but you only had 20 boosts, so you couldn't. So work on those two things, have some tricks up your sleeve, and you can certainly win these types of games with an unfortunate teammate. Right, this is just another example of the boost, right? You picked up 2 pennies. Great, I love it. This ball gets just rocketed over here, right? And we know that both of the opponents are over here, right? So this ball is just without a shadow of a doubt ours. So relax, don't burn that little 23 boost that you had trying to go for this ball, right? It's going to come right back to you. Right. And this is the kind of shifting play style bit here. Right, ball gets launched over, right? You go for this hit, right? You might have boosted into the ball to make sure to get that hit. That's cool. This thing is going way too high, and there's no way that you're ever going to get up there with 12 boost. So you're definitely not going to rely on your teammate to do that. So that's a play that I wouldn't really try to do with my teammate, but could have just been a missed shot. It's kind of unfortunate, right? Teammate clearly heading back. Another great example here. It's a little blurry on the recording here, right? But you can see this opponent here. He drives past the ball, right? And then, so when he's past the ball here, he needs to do one of two things. He either needs to hit the brakes and stop, he needs to turn around, or he's going to like slow down a little bit to, if he's going to ever go for this ball, right? What he does instead is he just flips, right? And when someone does that, they are usually pretty much always very committed to not going for that ball, right? So they're very clearly, you also see this other teammate over here flipping as well, right? Going for the ball. So with this, you don't need to burn all your boost to get here, and you also have your teammate still behind you, right? The issue is you then hit this ball, you had 20 boost, tapped it off the corner. I like the corner tap idea, right? But the issue is now you're here and you just burned your boost to try to keep up with the little bit of a hard tap to try to, wasting your boost to try to keep up with this ball. And now you're here with 0 boost. It's hard to do solo plays with that little boost. All right, here's another great example, like what I just said before. An example of just burning your boost. Don't burn the boost, right? The other opponent is over to your left. You have one opponent here. Your teammate goes and demos them. So there is no opponents on this ball, right? And now with a minute left on the clock, you need to be especially careful which plays you're going for on offense and trying to make the best out of them, right? Opponent gets taken out. You have 100 boost, right? The other opponent, you see them in goal on the left here, right? This ball will slowly roll down and come down here on the lip. And at that time, you can, your teammate's going to have boost. They'll have turned around, hopefully. You will have the ball, and then you can set up an offensive play, right? That is really what you want to be focusing on, is taking possession and setting up an offensive play. What you do instead is you burn about 60 boost, and you just smack this ball into the corner. You now have 30 boost, and you're burning more boost to keep up with the ball, and you've handed it to the opponent, right? Now, it was a very bad pass off the corner that you did. Your teammate here, we definitely know, can't really hit much to save his life, so I wouldn't trust him with anything. And now he's given a crappy one. He's getting desperate too because of the time, and this opponent that is now in goal is going to beat him out, right? So if we back this up a little bit, right, we see how if we relaxed instead and we could set up an offensive play, there'd be a lot more dangerous stuff. So you kind of just waste all of your boost and then bat the ball away, which isn't great. Teammate tries to make the best of it. He's getting desperate for a goal, obviously, and hasn't really been playing great all game. So he smacks it, and now you're in this awkward situation on the side. You had flipped because you're out of boost, right? You panic a little, jump up, he fakes you out. Opponent hits the ball, could have shot it a little bit better, but it's fine. It goes off the post. Of course, the teammate misses it. Opponent comes in and finishes it off. And you were there. You couldn't do anything because you threw yourself into the corner at 0 boost. So I always find that very interesting, and what I like the most about this game is the ripple effects of some decisions. So that's an unfortunate one. But here we have the last, 45 seconds of the game. Certainly a winnable game. I've won many games from 2 down with a minute left, right? Your teammate fortunately gets a nice little dribble in. Great. You fake the opponents and your teammate with that one, so that one's fine. Get a nice 50 there, and the opponent comes in, bats it away, and that's the end of the game. Yeah, so I like where your head's at with a lot of the plays that you're doing with possession. There's still a lot more improvement to be made with those, but really, if you're wanting to get out of diamond and into champ, that positioning in goal is going to be very important, facing towards the play and being ready for what is going to happen possibly with the opponent's offense, because it just gets even more quick and more deadly that you need to protect against. So you need to be prepared pretty much at all times for that. Second takeaway is your teammate having an off day, changing up your strategy, right? Being really focusing on possessions, focusing on trying to get the most value out of plays. And then thirdly, the biggest thing of the video, definitely boost management. And that's 2 parts to it, is actively getting pennies and making sure that you're taking those paths. There are a few paths that you already know, so hop into free play and just drive around the map, getting comfortable with these different kind of avenues of where you can go to navigate the field while picking up pennies. And then the second side of boost management is not wasting boost on balls or plays where you're clearly going to get the ball, or your teammate's clearly going to get the ball, or really just where you don't need to waste it because it's a resource that you want to make sure that you have during the very important bits. There were a few times during this game where you were caught out, you had wasted boost for no reason previously, and then when you really needed boost to continue an offensive play, to move back defensively, to make a great challenge, you just didn't have it. And I think between some of those decisions, you might have actually won the game if you had a lot more boost in those situations.